I'm Suvendu, one of the co-founder of Riskcovry, and I'll take you through the slides, our journey and how we handled various the situations and confusions in our mind while we're building this organization, irrespective of having 25 years of work experience prior starting. So I get bored with things, routine life very easily from my childhood. So always I want to do different things. I never do the same thing. So even my work career, I worked in auto finance, I worked in insurance. I might have stayed in an organization for more number of years, but I didn't kept on doing the same thing for a number of years. Even like for example, I worked in Royal Sundaram, one of the general insurance company, for 12 years. But I never worked in one department, one team more than 1.5 to 2 years. I kept on moving my roles from everywhere. It's not that the organization offered me. I went and told my line manager or my HR team that I want to do something different. I want this, that, and that's how it kept on moving from one department. And that I feel that I learn different things. I always put myself into a little more challenging, unknown territory and learn. So that is how I myself are. So while starting up, we are three co-founders at Riskcovry. Three of us came from diverse background. So, but somehow we thought Insur-tech is a space which is booming. I'm talking about discussions in the year 2017 when we left our employment, and we thought we'll get into insurance space. Why? Because insurance is a sector always low penetration in India. Low penetration was discussed in 2001 when I joined insurance industry. It was still getting discussed in 2017 while I was trying to build. So that means everybody talks always a low penetration, nobody does anything about it. So the industry premium, the premium, all of you understand, the amount of money that customer pays to buy insurance is called premium, right? That premium grew by 20 times from 2001 to 2017. But the penetration grew by probably 0.4%. So that means whatever business is happening, it is happening only growing in that segment. The people who are buying, they are only buying. The people who are not buying, they are not buying. So how can we make the whole distribution ecosystem easier, empower them by using technology so that certain areas where we are unable to distribute insurance product, it can reach without making a lot of effort or without the need of physically being present. So we thought technologically we should allow the insurance business to grow. So one is the incumbent insurance distributor who can be agents, brokers, typically banks and NBFCs. The other one, lot of other consumer organizations, they also, anybody dealing with consumer for any other product, they can also offer insurance as one of the core safety and add-on products. So that way, that was our core thesis. And like Nikhil mentioned, so it is part of fintech. So we will call that as a final frontier of fintech, because that is where it is kind of after the growth of finance, lending, payments, probably insurance comes at the last. And insurance industry as a whole also kind of very backward in terms of technology. They are still evolving, still legacy systems are used by the insurance companies and everyone. So it takes a lot of time to adopt everything. So then we started thinking what to do. What now we have decided insurance is an industry, where to focus, what to do. Then we realized is that there is no single brand who talks to the digital savvy customer. We had Policy Bazaar that time, we had CoverFox, a lot of digital channels or organizations who are offering insurance, but they are kind of offering to everyone else. But the digital savvy customer who is upwardly mobile, either the individuals or business owners, how can we target them and offer them a solution that they need? Like probably every one of us, we also have a car, we have a house, we have a family to insure, but there is no one brand, digital brand, who is talking to us and offering solutions that is important for us. So that's where our thought started, and we thought of building something called home and business insurance, which is we targeted the individuals and the small and medium business houses who can buy insurance self without any assistance. That was our hypothesis, and we thought we'll do that. The journey that we created was absolutely appreciated by all insurance companies. It didn't exist in India. It's like you go step by step, intuitively the journey itself suggests you who you are, basic questions, and then tells you what are the risks you are exposed as an individual or as in a business, whatever business you are in, recommends you the insurances that you need to buy, and then also gives you the various plans that's available from various insurance companies. You choose, you buy, and that was the thought process. We provide everything on a platter to the customer will come and buy. So then we realized that assisted mode is the solution. So we thought now we'll have to pivot, we'll have to shift our focus that from direct to consumer to this. Direct to consumer may had grown, that was a separate use case altogether. We had to invest so much money to educate the customer, build a brand, go back, and as a founding team, we didn't come with that DNA that we will build a D2C business and spend hundreds of $1 millions in building the brand and burning money, because we didn't believe in that story. Rather, we believed that it can happen through partnerships. It can happen through partnerships with banks and NBFCs and any other consumer large organizations who has the loyalty with customer, who has the customer base. They can use the platform and offer it to their customers. See, if that is the core thesis which didn't work out, then we thought we'll have to move towards our business model focusing toward these customer segments. So then we thought about, if we go for these assisted people, should we go to the existing distributors or the new distributors? If you go to the existing distributors, again, they may be very large ones like banks and very large brokers, insurance brokers, or there can be budding new first time brokers. So both segments has a different needs. Large enterprise like HDFC Bank or IndusInd Bank or Axis Bank or Aditya Birla Finance have a different need than a small time broker who just taken a license. So these things kind of jumbled our mind and we were puzzled where to focus, what to build. So then with all our guidance that we got from our investors and advisors, so we thought we will start somewhere and slowly build a platform, an infrastructure layer which addresses all the needs of the large and the mid market as well. So that's how we focused and built a today platform which is one of its kind and industry first, solving all types of insurance product use cases from all insurance companies under one platform. So whether it is a high value insurance product for health insurance, life insurance or motor insurance where advisory based sales happen, or it is something which is an attachment product along with the loans, or it can be a contextual small ticket size impulse purchase product like a small personal accident insurance or a travel insurance or a ride insurance, per day insurance, those kind of thing which can be bundled along with the consumer apps through a backend API. So all the three models we built, three separate modules. So it took probably last 6 years to evolve into a platform which takes care of all the three models. And today we are proud that we have customers like HDFC Bank, IndusInd Bank, Aditya Birla Finance, Samsung and India Bulls, all these large enterprises using this platform for accessing insurance product from the supply side from multiple insurance companies and do all the logics and underwriting and policy issuance at the core and then offer it the way they want to sell, whether it is on their app or their portal or through their sales channel that they have in their branches. Being a B2B business owner, what are the things important to summarize my learning? First is market validation. So like I said in the beginning, even if we came from the industry, we dealt with customer, but initially we think we can do everything. So we dilute our focus too much and then ultimately we are unable to build the right thing. So market validation and choosing the right focus segment is very important. Who? The large or the small, the mid or the small, someone who is an existing distributor or a new distributor. For our business, these things were the controls, the segments of the customer. We could learn it over initial 3-4 years. What is the right ideal customer profile who will actually be willing to pay us and we can continue to build our business through them. During this journey, we always found because we are dealing with enterprise customers, whenever we are signing contract, every enterprise customer gives you a lot of their own requirement. They say, you have a product, but I need this. Please build all this also. So initially we agreed. Then we got into that mode of building for that customer. So somewhere if you keep on building for every customer, then we have 7 products. We don't have one platform, one product. So then we realized that we are going in a wrong way. So then we kind of consolidated all of this into as a one core product, so that it has got 7 features, but product is same. So that the next customer comes, they have the option of choose any one of the 7 features, but I am not building 7 different products. So that thought process has changed. So now, while in our mind, because we were not convinced, we used to go and agree to every customer that yes, we'll build it. Today, because now we have changed our mindset, it's not that the customers are not asking different things. We are going and saying, yes, we appreciate you have this. I have this solution which can fit it to this. If you don't have this, then probably something in my roadmap which will come in 6 months or 3 months that can address. Otherwise, you'll have to find out some other solution, but this much I can't meet. So we stop building for any single customer. Either that feature, if we see that it's a value, common value, then we'll be added into our roadmap, or else maybe there is alternative features which is solving that requirement of the customer. So that's how we've been handling this. SaaS business is growing across India as well as abroad. You will find competition. So while we were the industry first in 2018, today we are not the one. At the same time, we don't have too many for our business, but I'm saying maybe for different businesses, you will find competition. You will find people providing services in the same space. There will be competition. There will be same thing, everybody talking. Maybe they are offering at a lower price. But what is important is how can we focus into the value proposition that we can create, which is your core, your niche segment, so that we stand out. I'm not saying this in a very general terms like a marketing talk. It's important that each of us need to think and identify what is exactly the value that I can provide. Like I'll give you one example. We deal with NBFCs for offering a module which goes along with their loan origination system, the LOS system. The insurance system goes in hand. It's all API integrated. Before Riskcovry, they were still doing business. How they were doing it? Either through Excel sheet. They used to send end of the day all the file, they used to send to the insurance company used to issue policies that has to happen. Who was doing? There 2-3 ops guys who were doing all this. So now instead of 2-3 ops guys, I am providing a solution which happen automatic. So the policy issuance timeline is reduced, the decision making from insurance company is reduced, there is no miscalculation, there is no loss of data, there is no security threat that your Excel sheet might get lost in the mail somewhere. So all of that we are providing as a solution, but how the customer may not put monetary value for each of these value we are creating. They say मेरा तो 3 बंदा था, उसको मैं सैलरी तीनों को मिला के साल में 25 लाख रुपया दे रहा था, but you are charging me 50 lakhs, so I am paying you 25 lakhs extra. So that's how customers are comparing. But if I can demonstrate that it is not only that processing, it is the security threat that you have Excel file getting lost in the mail, having your customer PI data being available to somebody else and you are not being non-compliant to the RBI regulations. What about the policy never reached to the customer and now that definitely you know policy has reached. You were doing policy kind of wrong calculations or cancelling the loan and redoing. I'm just getting deeper, so I'm saying there are values we can definitely bring out to the customer so that we can stand out then compared to other. So today we have competition who come and say, yeah, you have Riskcovry, we also do it. We have a better solution than them. Up to this, everybody sounds same. Now get into the details. A customer says, you have this. No, I don't have, I'll build it for you. So that is where it comes on. Okay, the first marketing pitch, everybody is same. But when you get into the details, that's where we know that the 6 years of grilling that has happened and that we have dealt with multiple enterprise customers, done all these big implementations, we have learned it, refined our product, refined our processes, we understood limitations of insurance company APIs and we massaged and created solutions which can withstand the limitations of the insurance company, which a new player will take time to learn. Right. So then our system will work much more stable manner than someone who is just thinking that they can do it. So that's the difference. Okay, great. So two things. One is for all the incoming founders who want to get into the Insur-tech space. See, Insur-tech is the technology enabling insurance, right? We are just solving only the distribution of insurance part of it. That too, along with us now another 2, 3 or 4 players are there, not many players are there in that space focusing kind of dedicated. But there are many other areas of insurance, solving the underwriter's problem, solving the actuary's problem, solving the claims problem that you said. When the customer is submitting claim document, There can be an Insur-tech who is working on understanding the document on a OCR basis and putting that into a different format, doing all the process that is today people dependent at the claims department of the insurances, that can be digitized. There are Insur-techs who are working on that segment. On the motor claim side, on the garages claims, video based analysis is happening, the damages. So there are a lot many other Insur-techs who are in different spaces. Yeah, but everywhere, whenever there is a technology, Insur-tech founder will come, he or she will face the challenge of the insurance companies. If they, you want to work, insurance companies are your target segment, there is a resistance that I will work with Accentures and the TCS and the large companies. I will not work with fintechs and the Insur-techs because I do not know about their stability, I do not know how long they will sustain, I do not know whether they are all using open source technology, and then can I put that into my core system, can I integrate. So there are different doubts in their mind. So probably bankers also had similar doubts, now they are kind of more comfortable dealing with fintechs, whereas Insur-techs, insurance companies are still evaluating. We have not seen too much adoption into that. Second is about what insurance company is living with the problem or the solution that you are bringing in. So like the problem that we were facing with the large distributors like 2018-19 saying no and now adapting, they will also go through that process that people will, insurance companies say no, I am still okay to live with whatever my current process than believing in whatever you are saying. So that's again a market building. So capital will be required because initially you will not be able to generate the revenue. So that is why we will need the capital, but it is definitely the opportunity is there to make money because each insurance companies are processing millions of policies.
By the time we set this up, let me give you a brief introduction about myself. We set up this organization 5 years back, but prior to that, my experience has been in the distribution space for about 25 years. FMCG, banking, telecom, companies like Cadbury's, Coca-Cola, Standard Chartered, Airtel. I worked with all these companies. Used to be a docile corporate guy, happy to make one's earning and not get into any conflict with anybody. But then, this startup bug caught me. So I did a startup about 20 years back, 15, 18 years back, when telecom was not, a lot of issues were happening in telecom, not too many jobs and no increment. An increment nahi milega, so why should one take up a job? So moved out, set up a company by the name of Easy Life, which was a health concierge service, a little too ahead of the market. I mean, model was similar to a Practo or a, let's say, MG, the medicine delivery, all of that. That was the time moving from a job to a business, big shift in your mindset. I just could not fathom that, there are people who will invest money in your business. I assumed that you only have to invest money, so I sold whatever I had invested. But as a corporate guy, made a lot of mistakes, Just sharing a few with you generally. I bought an office first of all. Bought an office, I spent 25 lakh rupees in doing up the interiors. Senior VP in a company, I need to have a nice place to sit, right? I never knew that, the cutlery, the whatever we were buying in the office was going from my pocket and we were not making that money. It's only lately I realized that all of it has gone, So I thought, let me get back into doing the same stuff. So I set up a small time DSA. So in India, a lot of these financial products are sold by DSA, direct sales agents of a bank. And that's when I kind of hit reality, Small business with no back end, no background. I mean, when I was working with the bank, I had a big name, Standard Chartered. Here I was a small time guy, and I realized after 6 months again I was losing money, right? I mean, though I was number one with the bank, here when I started my own, again I was losing money. I mean, something I was good at, and I thought I could pull it off. No, I could not. And that's when reality hit me, and I, kind of got into the brass tacks, understood what is actually required to run a business, became frugal, got into what actually happens on the ground, right? And there was no hierarchy, had to actually go down to the last leg, figure out how it works, and make it happen. And in that process, I realized what are the challenges a small time distributor or even MSME, kind of small time who's getting into a business faces. And that is what has actually, got me back into, in a way, finding solutions for these guys, right? So let me talk about the model. So in India, there are about maybe now 5 million, 4.5, 5 million such agents And this was the agent who dealt with me when I was in Standard Chartered. His name was Vittal Bhai. He was an LIC agent. He sold me a life policy, and we all used to buy policies to save tax. Never knew what the policy is all about, but we'll buy it to save tax. And that's what I did. And this happened in Hyderabad, just to share with you. So I bought a policy 20 years back in Hyderabad. This gentleman, and I'm sure most of you would have dealt with these agents, they tend to be very close with you. They know your history, geography, right? They will send you messages on your birthday, anniversary, everything. So he just sold me a policy. In the next 20 years, he would have made only 12,000 rupees as the commission. But in the next 20 years, after I moved out of Hyderabad, like I mentioned, I worked with a lot of corporates, bought several products, cards, personal loans, home loans. The total commission that the banks would have paid was upwards of 15 lakh rupees. And this gentleman did not make any of it. And for me as a customer, every time I was looking for, I was even checking with my friends or somebody else or my bank, and I would not get the loan. So I will have to look for another agent. So the whole concept of Finqy came in from the fact that why couldn't Vittal Bhai, who was so close to me as a customer, become my one-stop shop for all financial products? And technology can make this happen, right? So can you move on, sir? We can just quickly run through. He could be your trusted LIC agent, your car dealer, property agent, right? And India has 3.5 million such Vittal Bhais. They are available near you, offer personalized service, but they are unable to leverage your wallet share. They only sell a single product. Okay. The reason is lack of multi-product knowledge. So they may not have it, but we as a company can have it. So we talked about Vittal Bhai. What are the challenges they face? Again, now the customer, what are the challenges he faces? I talked about it, but let me just take you through since we made the presentation quickly. So you need different financial products from your trusted agent or your bank. So normally you deal with your bank. Okay. Agent does not have the knowledge of all products. Banks may not give you all products. You may not be the right customer for your primary bank because you are working in a category B company as per the bank. Or you're a self-employed, bank does not give you a loan. You getting my point? This is how it happens. But if this agent has the access to all banks and all products, imagine, we could be bigger than all banks put together. So we eventually, what are we trying to create here? A bank with a variable cost model, and not only a single bank's revenue, we could always look at all the banks put together, because eventually we're catering to all banks. They make money on the interest, we make money on the distribution margins, right? And the only difference is we don't collect deposits, right? As we go along, we could also, like people say, a neo-banking solution is also, this could be. We can get into picking up deposits. We could also do an FLDG, sell our own products, a lot of opportunities. So in a way, I wanted to tell you this, that we become the backbone of this agent, right?
These agents would require licenses. Like if he's selling insurance, he needs something. If he's selling mutual funds, he needs something else.
So there are ways to kind of circumvent. When you are generating a lead, you don't need a license in case of insurance. If you're doing the fulfillment, you need a license, which we have.
So you will fulfill.
So our guys are fulfilling, yes. But if it is Vittal Bhai, and again going back to the guy who sold me insurance, he was already an agent, IIDA certified. Uske paas card ka he can't sell a card or a personal. He's not sold me any of these products, right? So and all we wanted him to do was to give a lead to somebody who is an expert in selling. He may not be an expert, right? So bank sign-up process is an issue, manual, conventional processes. They get their money much later from the manufacturer, 60 days. And here again, just sharing with you, we have a big opportunity. They are very happy to discount their invoices by 10%. They are happy to get 10% lesser, but 30 days in advance. So we have a huge opportunity here in making money or bumping up our profits just by organizing some debt funds. So we are very happy to raise debt, which is what we take care of, which is what this aspect is taken care of. They don't have bargaining power with principals. Suvendu will mention that the volume, if you have lesser volumes, the banks pay you lesser. The larger the volume, for the same business, you get paid higher. Like I said, having been in this space for so many years, so one option for us was to ride on the social media bandwagon, saying that let's quickly get to the larger set of people, let them know about us, and then we acquire them. So we hardly spent any marketing dollars on social media. We decided we'll go slow, and this is my learning as an entrepreneur, right? I have been very impatient, maybe because of so many years already logged in, limited years left How quickly can we build the business? So you say my state was also impatient and what is the other part? Ambitious. Quickly karna hai boss. I have to quickly get to the top of the charts. But I also realized that when you are too pushy, you make mistakes. So we did this initially and we found that all this money was going waste. Right? And then we decided, and initially our technology also, when you're building technology, there are hiccups. Nothing is, there are times when it may not work, there are times it may not give the right results. So why expose yourself to the larger masses, saying that you guys don't work or your technology doesn't work? So we actually decided to go slow. And like I say, we went after lower hanging fruits, which means guys who are already doing this business, right? And we acquired them. In a manner like a seminar in each city like this, calling them for, we were just discussing whether to call for alcohol or tea. A high tea somewhere works and a cocktail party somewhere works, to attract more people. At least it gets people. And then your product has to talk for itself. If it has value, people will adopt it. So we've done so many of these events in hotels across the cities, and typically the banker community calls for these agents, right? So if you connect with the banker, since you already have a sign up, they will get you enough more people to come and visit you, see you, what you do, and that has given us the result. So this has been our strategy so far, and because of what we have been able to achieve, this year we're going to be going social media big way, so that people get to know about us because our technology is working fine. There are no glitches. We've had a very successful last year. We have enough and more people's testimonials, saying that it has really helped us. So we have a product called Car Per Loan. Again for the agent, 10 seconds, just give your car registration number, your PAN number, we'll check everything, 10 seconds will tell you how much loan can you get from which institution. So there are the conventional guys who have existed for more than 20 years, like Make My Money Mantra, Andromeda, right? Who rather raised funds to deploy technology, but they ended up using it for invoice discounting because the DNA does not believe in technology, right? So they exist, they are big, but I would say, and again being recorded, they have limited time to exist if they don't adopt technology, right? Then there are the new age players. So in this space, I think a mix of, like Suvendu mentioned, domain and tech. So I'm kind of a domain expert, having worked in Standard Chartered, like I said. We did certain things which were out of the box that time, done manually. Now technology can do it easily. To give you an example, if you're looking for a personal loan, right? Even a company like Paisa Bazaar will ask you, what all loans do you have? How much is your income? And then they'll come back telling you how much loan can you get and give you your CIBIL report. We dip into your CIBIL report. We fetch all the information and then tell you whether you can get a loan or not. 10 seconds. So we tell you how the bank is looking at you, and assuming there are certain loans. For example, in my case, I applied for loans and I was being rejected every time. And I realized, why am I being rejected? They said, you're highly leveraged. For 2 years, I didn't get loans and I needed it badly to run the business. Right? So one day we pulled out a CIBIL report and figured out there's a 15 crore loan against my name, which is not my loan. Somebody else's loan attached to my name. And the bank is looking at this, saying, you're already paying 15 lakh rupees EMI, you can't pay more. I have to get it removed. So we give this report to a customer in 10 seconds. Okay, this is how the bank is looking at you. If there are certain loans which are not yours or certain loans which are closed, tell me upfront, give me a closure letter. So the turnaround time becomes much quicker, right? So this is how it is. So yes, this is a slide. So existing people, the new age guys, their philosophy is saying a 3.5 million agent base for India is less. Let's train another 3.5 million, right? So like I say, they have become Baiju's of financial distribution space. So they're asking an agent to understand how to sell a health. It's not easy, right? To understand the nuances and to sell all these products is not easy. One has to be an expert, and that's the reason the experts are selling only a single product. We have created a base of experts for them to sell multiple products. So this is where, a couple of companies have raised a lot of money in our space and burnt it. Now they're pivoting. And more or less, they're creating a CRM, nothing else. So these tools that we've built, nobody has built. Proprietary tools, amazing tools. I think in the next 2-3 years, you'll see one of them becoming large, if not all. I'll give you one example right here before I end the session. When Mohit joined me 3 years back, we met up through LinkedIn, right? Mohit came to me saying, Manish, I have a housing loan EMI of 1 lakh and a personal loan EMI of 1 lakh. I said, I'm a startup. I can't give you a lot of money. I can help you reduce your EMIs. How? So his housing loan pendency was 25 lakhs. Personal loan pendency was 20 lakhs. I said, please take a top up on your housing loan for 1 crore. Your EMI is going to be 84,000. Clear off both your loans. You still have 55 lakhs in the bank. He did it. And that 55 lakh rupees he invested in a PMS, portfolio management services. It's 3 years now, that has become 90 lakhs. So by next year, he'll be able to close his loan, right? So he did not have to go through the pain of paying a 2 lakh EMI for 3 years. He also is a car fanatic. He was using an old 8-year car. He bought a new car also, right? So I think we can help people improve their financial prudence, by providing them this information. And technology can do this.